Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. I am very excited to start creating some content here on YouTube. Today I would like to show you what I carry in my tool bag on a daily basis as a commercial solar installer. I've been working in solar installations for about 4 years now, and I've had the opportunity to do both residential and commercial projects. Everything from ground mounts in the countryside to suburban neighborhoods to high-rise apartment buildings. So that variety and scope of work has helped me acquire a very nice tool collection. So I want to, well, admittedly, I also just love tools. So I want to show you all what I'm carrying and start uploading videos more consistently. This will be my first upload, and let me just dive right into it. So usually I've got my utility blade here on the front. That's actually not here, but I'll show you that another time. Got my gloves on the side and my tape loop full of tape. So I used to roll out this entire Packout cabinet here. Back then I had a work van. The company I worked for, we would take vans to the job sites. It was a residential company. And so I could just keep my Packout in the van and take it out as needed. But working for a commercial company, we just drive our own vehicles. And so it's a lot easier just to load up the backpack with what I need and take that up to the job site. Makes it so climbing up ladders, going up, sometimes elevators, whatever it might be, just a little bit more convenient for me. So this backpack has suited me very well. I know there's a ton of things out there, a lot of options for backpacks, and I've seen tons of different products used in the field. But this backpack works great for me. It is starting to sag a little bit, but it stays upright. It's got a nice wide base. And I got it because at the time, I've had it for about 2 years, and I really wanted to have the ability to click it into my Packout and, roll it out of the van. So, but it's still a great backpack regardless. And I actually have seen the regular Milwaukee backpack, and I think this is a lot better than that. I'm not sure it's quite Vito level, but it's still a really nice backpack. I like the hard shell front. I'll open up this pocket to start off. I've got just PPE mainly sitting here in the front. Mask for when I go into attics or confined spaces. Got some zinc, a bunch of markers. I keep Viz torque to put permanent torque marks inside of inverters, load centers, junction boxes. Carpenter's pencil if I need to mark anything up. And here I keep my headphones and an extra set of tips for my earplugs. That's pretty much it for the front. In this pocket I have a headlamp. It's a Husky brand headlamp, and keep a flashlight too, Streamlight flashlight right here. So that's about it for the front. In this pocket I've got I usually have antiseptic wipes. I actually just ran out, so I'll be getting some more soon. Clean up my hands at the end of the day. Going to the main compartment is where it gets a little bit more fun. Try and get this thing opened all the way up with one hand, and that should be good. So this backpack is pretty fantastic. It's staying upright even when it's open. Like I said, the bottom this is actually a massive space here in the bottom, and I've carried power tools in here, a drill and driver, and it fits very comfortably even with all of the tools I've got going. So I'll move this bag out of the way. This is just a bunch of sockets. I can make a video going into more detail about the kind of sockets I have. I have a nice variety in there, mostly Husky brand stuff, but I've also got a full Milwaukee case and another Husky case of bit sockets down there. So subscribe to the channel, check out some later videos, and you'll be seeing a lot more content here. I'm excited to start uploading consistently. I felt like this would be a good video to kick off the channel, just showing you what I use. I wouldn't say these are all my favorite tools, but I have some, I have some screwdrivers that I like a little more, but they're all insulated, and I don't always need insulated. Plus, I've had this Klein set for nearly 4 years now. It's the first set I bought when I got into solar installations, and they've just held up great. I don't really have too much bad to say about them. The writing's still on them, the labels are still good. I don't really beat on them. I actually have a demolition screwdriver back there in the corner. It's more of my beater. But other than the Kleins, I also have a Vessel ball grip ratcheting screwdriver. It's for when I want, a multi-bit. I don't have like a Robinson in here, at least not a designated Robinson, but I do have the bits that came with that Vessel screwdriver. And I've got a little bit more options there. Also the bit case down in the bottom, the DeWalt bits. They're all impact bits, and then I've got a few other kind of niche items. With the threader, it's a Greenlee threading bit. This happens often right here. Just gotta flip it to the other side. There we go. So those are my bits. Kind of, take things out that I don't use as much and try and streamline everything. I really like this Makita. It's a rare earth magnet bit holder. Makes it really easy to put in fasteners when you're on a ladder. Solar is a unique process. There's always something different going on, and I've worked on so many different projects now that you start to realize that you need just a little bit of everything. So I've definitely got a little bit of everything in here, and even more in the Packouts that I'll be making more videos about later. Stanley Fat Max tape measure. I've actually got the magnet off of it right now, but I do have the magnet. Should be right over here. Got the magnet taken off of it. So I like the magnet. Sometimes you don't always need the magnet. Sometimes it just gets annoying. So I like the fact that you can take it off of the Stanley one. I also just love the Stanley tape measures. The one knock I have is there's no writing on the back. Otherwise, just the classic tape. And I always put on my spider tool clips. I love spider clips. You'll be hearing me talk a lot more about those. It's just a much more secure method of attaching your tape to your person. When you're climbing around in awkward positions, whether it be on a pergola steel or a rooftop, you might have to lean pretty far over. Don't want that tape measure falling off you, so I like to secure it with a spider clip. Otherwise, here in the front, besides the screwdrivers, got my 7-in-1 Klein handle. This is what came with the impact rated nut driver. But I kind of use this as my universal nut driver. So I'll take some of those bits out of that case right there, and you can just click it in with a 1/4-inch adapter and kind of use whatever you want. So I really like that thing, just to keep it a little bit more streamlined in the bag. Don't need to carry an entire set of nut drivers. Over here on this side, I got a level. It's an Empire level. I like that this gives you a lot of options in a small package. Very similar to the Klein one that a lot of guys use, but I wanted just something a little bit different, so I went with this one, the blue color. I like that about it. And then I've got a gear wrench, 9-tooth ratchet. I actually bought this ratchet because of a Project Farm video. Really love his videos, and he raved about this ratchet and the value. So this is actually the second one that I've had. I lost one. I liked it so much that I bought it again. So I highly recommend a gear wrench 90 tooth ratchet, and they make a ton of different ones with swivel heads and a lot of different features. I like just a straight up regular ratchet to carry around with me. Over on this side, like I said, I got a demolition screwdriver back here. It's Milwaukee, and a couple of files for when I'm doing conduit. The only other thing in this front pocket, sorry to backtrack on y'all, but I forgot about this bad boy. It's a Klein digital magnetic level. This is actually a super handy tool beyond just bending conduit. It's great to find tilt, find pitch on any surface. So I love this thing. Zero it out and then find your pitch, as well as just get the perfect angle for your conduit bends. Really simplifies the process. You see my tool tether down in there. Similar to like I was talking about with the spider clip, having a tool tether, just an extra safety measure. If you're carrying something on you all day long on a roof or on some steel, it's nice to have something just to keep it secure. Over on this side, going back to my right corner here, got my Klein lineman. Everything for the most part in this bag I can take out with one hand, slide back in with one hand, so we'll test that today. I probably won't pull everything out just because a few of them, like my pliers here, my pump pliers are, two sets of the same thing, just different sizes. Klein linesmans, I have the insulated version. Been using these for 4 years now. I got lucky with a nice loose pair, so they came pretty loose, but I definitely take good care of my tools. I use ballistol on my tools, so that one is nice and loose, as well as the needle nose, nice and loose. These are the 7-inch needle nose, I believe, and I love this size in particular. It's not too chunky, but it's not like so thin that you're worried you're gonna bend it. You can put a lot of leverage, a lot of torque on these, and they feel very sturdy. And then yeah, like I was saying about the pliers, I'll pull out these two because I use these two a lot. 10-inch Cobra and the 7-inch smooth jaw pump plier from Knipex. Model number right there. And most of y'all watching this video probably don't need the model number on these, but in case you do, these are just the best pliers. I've used a few different, I have a Channel Lock brand one. It's very similar, but more of like the classic tongue and groove. These just have unlimited adjustability. This is a 10-inch smooth jaw, and then I have a 12-inch Cobra right here. You can see how like the pockets in these bags are really nice. They have these elastic bands, and this is how I like to keep my tools, so I can see everything, and they slide in and out really easily. This pair of shears, man, I could rave about these for days. The step cuts are just beasts. Any sort of copper wire you can get these around, it'll cut them. Super small. I don't even carry lobster claws, and even working in commercial, these can cut big wire. Seriously, if you have a strong hand, you can probably get a lot of them done with one hand, but you put 2 hands on there, you can really get through just about anything. Obviously, for the really big stuff, you need a pair of crab claws, or just use a bandsaw. I've got a bandsaw. I don't have any power tools, but I'll be making some videos about the power tools that I like, and stuff that I have and carry with me. Which I don't really carry a lot of power tools right now because the company is providing a lot, but I've worked for plenty of companies where I needed my own power tools. So I have a bit of a collection, not quite as extensive as my hand tool collection, but these are my diagonal cutters. They came in a set with those linemen's there. Super nice, very smooth, holding up really well. Cut through just about anything you need them to cut through. One thing I don't have in here that I'd like to get is a nice pair of bolt cutters, something that can cut real steel. Cut thick bolts would be nice. So I'm looking at getting a pair of the Knipex ones. There's just so many models, so I want to make sure I get the right pair. These are some Klein wire strippers. blue handled ones. I've got a couple pairs of wire strippers, but these are probably my favorite, mainly just because they go up to number 6, and a lot of the wire that we use in solar happens to be number 6, so it's good to have. Also got these wire strippers, which I know are not everybody's favorite, but when you're working in a junction box and you've got a bunch of strings to do, or an inverter, load center, whatever it might be, these are just fantastic. They get the job done much quicker than regular ones. I was a skeptic myself about these for a long time. These were actually a gift from a coworker. I was doing a lot of the wiring. We were on a crew together, and he was like, "Have you ever tried these? You should try them out." And definitely made me a bit more efficient at the load center. So I like having those with me at all times. I'm sure there's a lot of guys in the electrical trade that are against those, but for me, doing what I do in solar, they are really fantastic. Just some hex keys, Allen keys. These are all SAE. These are actually a gift as well. I just recently started carrying these with me. I really like this set. Nice and long, get good reach. And of all this, I've had a few sets of these, and they all just seem to break or bend. But this set just stays solid. Like, I haven't had to tighten them once. They're really smooth. Made in USA. Gotta have something to do with it. These things are the best. They really are nice. So shout out to my coworker that gave me those. And last but not least, definitely not least, this pocket might have some of my favorite tools in it. At least some of my most used. Start right here with my gimbal ratchet. I don't see a lot of guys running gimbal ratchets, but I like it better than those little micro ratchets. It just feels a lot more solid. And it's not quite as low profile, but it is very low profile. And this one has a nice swivel function. This one's from Husky as well. You can pick this up at any Home Depot, which is nice. I highly recommend this to anybody who, I use it for, guys in solar will know those Solar Edge inverters. And you gotta tighten the front. It's nice to just, throw a bit socket on here. Makes it very quick. Got a Klein multi-bit stubby, flip tip, if you will. And it's got the Phillips on this side, number 1 Phillips on this side. And well, there's a number 2 Phillips on the other side of this flathead. But it just gives you a couple options for sizes and a stubby, which I really like. This also can be a stubby, turns into a ratcheting stubby, which is nice. But I actually tend to go to this one a lot more often. So I just carry both. This is something I use a lot, so it would be in here even if it wasn't a stubby. I just love that screwdriver. Now these right here are from Engineer. These are it's a Japanese company. It's long, so is Vessel. Got a nice variety of USA, German. I don't discriminate with my tools. I think different brands make stuff a little bit better than others. Just depends on what you like. It's all personal preference. I don't have too much brand loyalty in my bag. I like to just buy the best tool for the job. But what I will say about these is in the brand Engineer, I'm almost positive is the same thing as Vampire tools, but they're a little bit cheaper, just as solid. So if you're looking at getting a Vampire tool, see if Engineer makes them. You probably save a few bucks. I really like these. They're a lot more capable than I thought they'd be, and they have a perfect flush cut for zip ties. They can cut those steel cable zip ties too that are becoming more common in solar, a little bit better for outdoor. They're outdoor rated. Plastic tends to deteriorate pretty quick. I've done a lot of O&M too, so if you go do a reinstall, you know how easily those plastic zip ties fall off. You can basically flick them off. And another pair of Cobras, the little guys, but super capable. I got a set, of the Klein, I'm blanking on what they are. Oh, the Klein lock nuts, lock ring. the little, it's a designated tool to tighten lock rings. That's what I'm trying to say. But I bent them in like 2 weeks. So these are still superior to me to tighten lock rings and tight spaces. Just open them up all the way. They can go. I've gotten up to a 1-inch lock ring in these things, and they're great. So that's mainly why I keep these, but also just very powerful tool in a small package. I know a lot of guys carry these on a daily basis. Even if you're not in the construction field, people just like these in general, and I highly recommend them to anybody. If you want to carry a little tool that's very capable, should definitely be on your list. And that's about it for the tool bag. So I appreciate y'all checking it out. Stay tuned to the channel. Throw me a like. Please subscribe. Leave comments if you want to see any videos in specific. I'll be uploading consistently here, and I'm really excited to start doing that. I love watching YouTube. I'm definitely it's a bit of a guilty pleasure of mine, watching guys tool videos and seeing what they're carrying. And this bag has been inspired by some of those people. So I want to be amongst that group and start uploading content about tools and about my work, about solar. There's a few exceptional channels for solar, but there isn't an abundance yet. And I think that there are people interested. So please stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.